all right. What's up, everybody? It is your boy, GM Ashley, in effect, in the building. What's going on? Let's jump into some chess action. Like I said, I'm trying to make this a bit shorter stream today. Thank you so much, SNH, OOX. Let's just jump into this Magnus and Dubov game. The Magnus Dubov game. You feel me? Let's get into that because that was cray-cray. First of all, the games today. We're going to go over the two games. I was just going to go over these two games. I want to show you the kind of mindset that Dubov has. So let's get it started, y'all. Let's get it started. Both games were won with the white pieces, and Dubov is back in business, playing the kind of chess he likes to play. Magnus playing a very solid Queen's Indian setup, Queen C2, and A4. It looks like white is just expanding. White is, doing the getting the space. Black, in the meantime, he's dropping his pawn down the board. You got this pawn on A4. You can always use it to capture anything or play on A3, get some space. That's looking good, right? Now, this is move 10. That's move 10. All right? That's move 10. That's move 11. All right. We're now on move 12. We are now on move 12. And the relevant Llama, can you talk about that interview with Magnus back in 2017? We've talked about that a lot on this show. Yo. So take a look at the past streams. Now this position, it's move 12. Okay? Now, thank you, Cash for Real, for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. This is a position where Dubov says, you know what? We could play normal chess. Boring people bring the knight to F3. All right? Boring people might think about a move like E4. That's for boring people. If you want to be a superstar gangster, so you want to be a gangster, this is how you play chess. Whoop! Oops. Oops. What was that? And by the way, Brooklyn Nets, I'm repping Brooklyn as the year goes out. I'm repping Brooklyn. Of course, I'm a Knicks fan, but BK in my heart. I'm not there right now. I'm in Florida. Moved to Florida. So let's just note that, by the way. Just note, I'm just repping Brooklyn today. I might have to rep my Knicks on another day. Let's be clear. Now, knight to C4. That's the kind of move the fans go, ooh, nasty. We like that. Takes allows, of course, this capture. So the pin on the diagonal. Now, when a move like this happens, the first thing that happens to a player like a Magnus is you see that move and you go, I really didn't want to see that. That's like the move. You don't want white to feel like he can play, but that's just white. You also don't like the fact that Dubov gets to do it because you're trying to contain him. One of the things people understand about Dubov is this. Take him into boring, nondescript, dry positions. Take him to those rook and pawn endings. You can see it on Dubov's face, y'all. Dubov is like this. I can't believe I got to play this nonsense. Like, he don't even want to play. He literally looks like, this is something ridiculous. You traded off all the pieces? Like, what's happening? That's how you play him. Take it into some quiet. One of those where you know you're going to fall asleep. You're going to be like, okay, wake me up when it gets interesting. All right? That's how you beat Dubov. You take him into something quiet. If you can't take him into something quiet, and you're saying Dubov held the rook game versus Carlsen. Yannicka too, I'm not saying he can hold it, but did you see the first game that he didn't lose to Magnus in a rook and pawn ending that he should have drawn? Did you see that? That happened yesterday. He should have drawn that position. He lost it. Okay? So, of course, he knows how to hold the positions. He's a 2750 Grandmaster. Of course he can hold those positions. The point is, what are your odds of beating him? Take him into those positions. Don't, and I mean don't, take him into chaotic, crazy stuff. Don't let him get into this kind of stuff. That's the bottom line. Of course he's going to hold certain positions, but those are your best chances. You're going to take a chance? How many times are you going to beat him? 100% of the time? Of course not. That's ridiculous. 80%? No, these guys don't lose like that. They don't lose like that. But they do lose in situations where they're not comfortable. That's when you play the player, not the board. That's the next level, the highest level. When they're not just playing the position, they're also controlling their opponent's mind. They're exploring the weaknesses and saying, we're going to go here and we're going to make sure you make mistakes where it's actually likely you'll make mistakes. You won't necessarily make mistakes, but it's more likely you'll make mistakes here than in the other types. In this one, Dubov, on the other hand, he just gets up in his chair. I played knight c4 on Magnus Carlsen. I played knight c4. It was worse than that, y'all, because check this out. Magnus played h6, stopping any bishop g5 idea, and Dubov was like, how many people would just lose their nerve and take the bishop on d6 right now? They just lose their nerve. I'm taking the bishop. Nah, I'm not taking no bishop. Dubov like, nah, you can move it if you like. I like just my knight. The knight is, by the way, the knight's not doing anything but attacking the bishop like this. It's not doing anything else but attacking the bishop. That's all it's doing. All right? So you would think, okay, hurry up and take the bishop. The guy plays rook e8. Maybe he might bring his bishop back. You know what Dubov said? I'm not interested. I'm going to leave my knight. Look at how much longer can I leave my knight on c4? It looked like that's what he was saying. How much longer can I leave my knight on c4? Because it's just, it's going to be like a needle, you know, like one of them things in your foot. Like you try a splinter. That's the word I'm looking for. A splinter. The knight is a splinter in Magnus Carlsen's foot. Okay? That's what it is. It is a splinter. That's exactly what it is. All right? And he's not moving it. He's not moving it. He's going to make you blink first. And by the way, like I said, the bishop is ready to drop back. So the guy plays knight a6. Now the guy's threatening knight b4 and he can move his bishop back. It's time to just take the bishop. It's the best move. Take the bishop. Take the bishop. What does he do? I ain't taking no stinking bishop. I like the way my knight looks on c. How long has this knight been sitting on c4? Since move 12. I mean, he's just not taking it. He's just decided he's not taking it. Is it the best move? No, you should take the bishop. You should. But it's a mindset he has. And he also understands, while Magnus is playing to make the position simpler, again, to try to exploit Dubov's lack of desire to play quiet positions, in the meantime, Dubov is trying to play the most chaotic position possible against Magnus because that's where Magnus makes mistakes. That's where Magnus makes mistakes. So that's where he's hoping that if you're going to beat a Magnus Carlsen, chaos. Look up all the games Magnus loses. Look all of them up. Nobody grounds down Magnus Carlsen to a pulp. Magnus loses wild, crazy games. You don't take Magnus, and thank you, Scoop TV, for subscribing in Tier 1. You do not go, all right, you know what I'm going to do to Magnus? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play like a solid position. I'm going to do some technical stuff. And then I'm going to outplay him in a long endgame. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You're going to get your ass kicked. That's what's going to happen. Try that strategy against Magnus and see what happens. You're going to go down. Magnus is like a god in the endgame. You can argue about Capablanca level, Bavinnik level technique, Petrosian level technique, Kramnik level technique. You can Karpov level technique. Magnus hangs with all of them. Magnus takes positions that you're like, nah, everybody's going to take a draw here. And Magnus is like, what? Draw? Who are you talking to? I'm going to put this guy to sleep. And I don't mean just bore them. I'm going to keep going and keep going. That's how Magnus plays. You feel me? That's how Magnus plays. Now again, everybody wants to play knight d6 in this position. Okay, he's gonna have to take with the pawn. Obviously, he can't take with the queen in this position. Got it. He could have done that, have the horrible pawn structure, and go for it. That's positional chess. You feel what I'm saying to you folks? This move right here. That's just strong positional chess. That's just good as gold. That's just good as gold. Like, that's how you play if you want a strong advantage. And by the way, it looks like the knight can even go back. Like, not even scared of moves like this because tactics are reigning in the position. You feel me? This is just how you should play. And we're going to see the same thing happen in the next game. Dubov avoids positions that are just better for him from a positional standpoint and plays positions that are chaotic. Feel me? That's what's going to happen. But we're going to get to that. So you should take on d6. We know it's the most accurate move. Instead, he plays a3. Magnus is like, okay, you let me save my bishop. He's like, so what? I ain't scared of you. Now I'll move my knight. Now I will move my knight and I'm headed to squares. Now this move, let's be clear. G5 is in the mix. You could play a move like G5 right now and say your bishop is trapped. Your bishop's trapped. What does Dubov have to do in a position like this? Well, he might say, I'll sack and play something like Queen F5. And I'm just trying to hang out over there. I'm just trying to hang out. That's one. Is it sound? Hard to believe. There's another line. He could just take on F7. Boom! And chill on this square. He's got a square for his knight. He might take and bring his queen in. You don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, Magnus could play like this. You know what? Magnus looks like, I'm not going there. Dubov is playing the player, not the board. Feel me? You guys can talk about objectivity all you want. All you want. This is a move you could play. Go ahead. When Dubov plays 93 and he looks at you like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, and he looks at you and he's like, here's Johnny. Are you going to play G5? Are you going to do it? Go ahead. Make his day. Make his day. He's waiting for you. He's like, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sacking. I'm sacking. I don't care. That's how he plays chess. You feel me? He plays just like, I'm ready. I'm wild and I'm insane. Pure D gangster. You feel me? That's how he plays. So Magnus said, we're not going there. We're going to play positional. We're going to play positional. Let's keep it quiet. Let's keep it quiet and just play positional. Okay? When you get Magnus Carlsen backing off and going, nah, I'm not stealing no piece. I'm not exposing my king. You're a nut job. I'm not doing that. This is pure psychopathic chess. You got it, Hunter Juice. Psychopathic chess. He's like, that guy's on something. And it's not on wheat cake. You feel me? He's on something. I'm not going there with him. He doesn't mind being chaotic. And now all of you might, again, what? Come on, but you know, it could have won a piece or something. No, because the guy is full compensation, and that's what he wants. He's ready to give you a piece. He doesn't care. So, knight into F5, and now that knight has been dancing and prancing to C4. You feel me? C4, E3, F5. It's done its work. Takes. All right. No problem. You took a pawn. I could take it back. But my name is Dubov. I don't care about no pawns. I don't care about no stinking pawns. Forget taking the pawn back. Yeah, those of us, the average folk would be like, let's go get. No, Dubov is like, I don't care about, forget the pawns. I'm sacking. My first chance to give you something. You feel me? My first chance to give you something. Here's a pawn. I'll get that back later. You're not going to see it. So now, knight C6, queen to D7. All right. Now, what is the guy smoking? This knight is hanging. This knight is hanging. Two knights are hanging. Maybe you might play this move, knight takes, but you know, there's a rook C8 coming that you might have to worry about. Also, there's a knight C5 coming you might have to worry about. A little bit indelicate, a little bit strange, a little bit awkward. It didn't take anything. You got it, Atari, baby. You didn't think anything. My name is Dubov. All right? Spell it right. Put some respect on my name. That's what he's. Put some respect on my name. Double D. Daniil Dubov. Bishop H3. Let's keep it sharp. Let's keep it wild. Let's just keep it interesting. Now, right now, I'm going to tell you right now, he's playing Bishop H3. Right now, Magnus Carlsen playing like a Magnus Carlsen would understand that right now is a good time to say, let's trade the pieces. Let's get these mofos off the board, okay? Let's do something like this and maybe grab this one. Let's keep it quiet. The problem is here, white's pieces are more active than black's. They're also better placed than black's. But black does have an active rook. Black does have a square for the knight to enter the game. Black does have another square for the knight. But you see those two bishops and you might, you just might, just like, is that the ending I want? Is that the ending? Well, you probably should have taken this ending. You probably should have taken this ending because what you did was not good. Seeing the threat of knight takes on h6 with check, picking off his queen, Magnus blinked and played king h8. That's called a blink. That's called a blink. Don't forget, Yannick, too. You say b6 and d6, d4 hanging. The guys have a pawn already. He picks off a pawn on e2 and b2 is hanging as well. So that line is different. b6 and h. That line is different. Feel me? Those are little tiny pawns. You don't care about that. That's the way to equalize. What he did, instead of take, again, like I said, just to point it out, black is currently up a pawn. Black is currently up 2 pawns. You can go get stuff back. You're in the meanwhile, in the between time, while you're getting stuff back, prove the advantage because stuff's going to happen. Push is going to happen. Bishop here could also happen with tactics. This is not at all easy. When you're up 2 pawns, you can let the guy go finish off getting back his pawns as you get dynamic play. Check it out. Take a look at that position. Instead, Magnus made a waiting move. Never should have done that. Not a wrong guy. Never should have done that because, whoops, these knights. Where did this knight was once on e5. Am I right? This knight was once on e5. It went to c6 to chill for a second. Now, that knight should have died. It should have just gone. Yeah, got rid of your bad bishop. And all. Now the knight is back on e5. The other knight, so we are one of these jammies that went on huna and then went on huna and a back. Okay, that's what we had. The other knight did one of these jumpy things and jumped up. I mean, guys, I'm going to tell you straight up. When you play gangster chess, your knights rule. You keep your knights on the board. Anand loves his knights. Knights are tricky dickies. They do crazy stuff. And the linear pieces, they're too straight. Bishops, rooks, queen. They're good pieces. Obviously, they're great pieces. But knights are for when your brain's going to be like, what is happening with these pieces? They're freaking me out. They're just doing stuff they're not supposed to do. And right now, this knight is doing something it's not supposed to do. Hitting that pawn on f7. Hitting the queen straight up. If you play the move queen to e6, boom, the other knight hits you in the face. Your queen's hanging. You want to take the bishop because it's Matutski. What? The mate. That's right. In your face. Mate. This is how the knights do. They do crazy stuff. They're like Dubov. If Dubov is a chess piece, he's a knight. No doubt about it. They do quirky stuff. You don't see it coming. And that's what the deal is. There is no queen e6 to play. Now, if you can't play queen e6, where are you going to put your girl? This f7 pawn is hanging. It's straight up hanging. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. This mofo has to die. Bye. You got to go. First piece, gone. Bye. See you later. You got to go. You can't be allowed to live. Bishop takes. And now the move, knight to e4. Now he's trying like, okay, I got a pawn for the exchange. Yeah, but you know what? This guy's dead. This guy's going to die. Now something really interesting happened. Dubov couldn't imagine after 21 moves, he's up in exchange against the world champion. Chop, chop. Made a couple of funky knight moves. The guy didn't play accurately. All of a sudden, I'm up in exchange. Right out the gate. Right out the gate. Now, instead of playing anything hyper aggressive, he said, I'm going to just chill. I'm going to take my pawn back. I just got a pawn back. Now, that may not have been his sharpest move. His sharpest move might have been something like f3. Just keep the action going. I know it's insane looking, but keep the action going. Something like an f3. If you bring your knight over here, then it looks like the bishop can just move. And now we got the tacticos happening once again. Crazy chess is about to hit this board. I'm just saying, wild. You play a move like h5, boom, tactics. What? Hitting you on this end, opening you up on the other end. If you take the bishop, then check and wreck. Knight headed to f6. Ouch. Pain. Death. Destruction. This is how Dubov could have done work. f3 would have been a nasty move, forcing Magnus to come up with some stuff. Instead, he blinked for a second and played bishop takes d4. Logical chess. Dubov, you don't play chess like this. You thrive in the chaos. What happened? He just blinked for a second. Magnus said, okay, let me play like this. Dubov played the queen up, and all of a sudden the knight came. And now Magnus started dreaming. Whoa, wait a second. I'm getting my pieces into good squares. The knight on a6 was terrible once upon a time. Queen moves. All right, let me move my king. Let me move my king so I can push my pawn. Let me see what I can get. Bishop takes c5. Now it's almost as though he felt it was time to trade down a little bit. He also saw a tactic. He realized that this move is unplayable because of, hello, thanks for the free knight. You should have seen that coming. That's pinned. Hello, you just gave me a piece. He saw that tactic. So did Magnus. Magnus was like, oh, I'm not stupid. Really, I know what I have to do. And now queen to f3. Now he's still dreaming of some kind of diagonal thing, but it's not there yet. What did Magnus do now? When you have to take down a heifer lump like a Magnus Carlsen, you have to beat him like 3 or 4 times. You can't just beat him like, oh, I just won the exchange. I'm going to just trade off pieces. I'm going to win. Thank you very much for the contribution. They're much appreciated. I heard that ka-ching sound, and I'm feeling you because Magnus is the kind of guy, he's like, okay, you got to beat me again. You beat me already, but now you're going to have to beat me again because I don't go down easy. So d4, Magnus understood immediately, I must activate. I must activate. Brilliant defense by Magnus Carlsen. Dubov played it a little bit too basic after he got his advantage. He played crazy up to the point where he got his advantage. Once he got his advantage, he backed up. Not against Magnus. That's not how you do it. He will look at that and realize, stay cray-cray. Stay cray-cray. That's how you do it. Rook takes d4, hitting the queen. Nice tactic. If bishop takes, give me that. When you take, give me that. And that's going to be all she wrote. Yeah, but that's not what Magnus was about. He knew he was giving away that pawn. He just backed up. He just backed up and said, chill. All right, let's play this. Let's play this. Let's keep the activity. I got a diagonal action. I'm cooking now. Now Magnus is playing like Dubov. You feel me? Now he's playing like Dubov himself. He's sacking back where he's down an exchange and a pawn. You can look at any computer you like, any engine you want to. The engine will say, this is winning for white. Congratulations. I'm glad you got the engine evaluation. Now play the game so somebody can kick your rear end all around the building because this is chess we're playing. This is not like something we're talking about that's mathematics. This is not a mathematical proof. This is chess. This is when somebody puts a gun to your head and you go, but you know what? According to analysis and calculation, I do believe based on the trajectory of your bullet and my ability to shoot probably microseconds before you, that I will bang, you're dead. Shut up, you're dead, okay? You ain't got time for the nonsense when guys are just throwing stuff at you. You ain't got time for the analysis. You start getting scared, and the analysis in this position is wild. This position is pure chaos. Now, look what Magnus has opened up. He's got this bishop that suddenly opened up. He's got a knight thinking about going to the square b3, forking pieces. He can't quite do it yet because there's a rook c8 action, but he's cooking. He's cooking. And most importantly, he's got this b-hop that's going to do work. He almost pulled it off. He almost pulled it off. This guy's a pure genius. And queen e3. Please trade. Please trade, Mr. Magnus. Just make it easier for me, please. No. Stay wild. Stay wild. And then blink again. Another blink. Another blink. You see what just happened? Pawns don't go backwards, y'all. Pawns don't go backwards. So this shut down the attack along the long diagonal seemingly forever. But every pawn move you make has repercussions. All right? Because now this bishop sitting here all passive, sitting back like this, now is thinking, oh my goodness, there's cookies all along the diagonal. Whoa! Let me get there. Get everybody out the way. Get your pin off the C line. Get your knight, that stinking knight. Go find a better square. Let me get at it. It's one of those tag team. You know when you like WWF. Am I showing my age? It's like tag team wrestling. It's like you did your work. It's my turn now. Let me in the ring. So now we need to just get everything off the C line. So Magnus says, Rook E8, first piece off the line, because there's only one piece that's going to go to C5, and that's that bishop. Now Dubov has already sniffed it out. He's like, OS, what did I do? Oh-ish. I see it. I see the tactic coming. I see some danger on the diagonal. Danger on the diagonal. You feel me? He sees it. So now he drops his queen back. Now this move, he didn't sniff it fast enough, because if he was sniffing it, he wouldn't put it on this diagonal. Queen needed to go somewhere else. A queen D2, for example. You feel me? Like that gets it off the diagonal. The problem is this tactic is like triple time monster happening at any moment. So he didn't want to let that happen to him. He didn't want to see any of that. So he decided not to do it. Turns out, even if the queen moved, you could still step off. And if you drop a little knight action on me, whoa, where the tactics come from? He's got tricks. He's got disco tricks. Truth be told, this is probably good for black. I'm lying. I'm going to back up. That might not have been the way. Maybe queen C3 was the way, because I'm looking at the bishop coming on this diagonal. The dark squares, y'all. The double D, he's got dark square problem. He's in trouble. He's in trouble in this position. And somebody suggesting to move B4. Now you want to do that. That's an en passant. Going to happen. All right. Now, queen F2. When you're a strong player like a Dubov, you know it. When a Magnus, you know it. Tactics. Now it's time. What did I say? He wanted to clear the C line. He got the rook off. Time to first chase this piece back. And now the queen gets off as well. Now the queen's off. Now he only needs one more. Move the knight away, and the bishop shows up like a superstar. Dubov has lost control. Dubov has lost control of the position. No question about it, because he was supposed to be clearing this diagonal, y'all. He was supposed to be clearing this diagonal. He's put a knight on it too. It's like everybody's on the long diagonal. You could play crazy, but you can't defend crazy. You might attack crazy, but you cannot defend crazy. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. So now he gets his knight off the diagonal. That's cool. Drop back. Queen on G7. What's up with that? Queen on G7. He's still got one more plan. Move the knight and put the bishop here. Dubov said, okay, let me double and defend. Nuh-uh. We're going to chase this knight back to the diagonal. And now we're going to play knight B3. And now everybody is on the diagonal. This is where Magnus is like, I am Magnus and I'm back. I am back. Play the game now. Play the game now. Show me what you got. I am back. My bishop's headed to C5. I am back. Rook D3. And now, because Magnus was so confident that he was back in the game, he took this pawn. This is not a pawn you take. I don't care what the evaluation is. You do not take this pawn. You simply do not, like in your wildest dreams, take this. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's good. You've been planning the whole thing. You put your rook on the line. I should say off the line. You took your queen and put it off the line. You took your knight off the square. Everything is lined up, y'all. It is lined up. It is lined up for black to play the move bishop to C5. It's lined up. By the way, I want to revert. I want us to remember when Dubov played bishop takes C5 himself. You remember that time? Way in the past, bishop C5. Let's go back to that moment. We're going to have a small interlude, a little break. Back in time, we're going to reminisce. This is how we reminisce. In this position right here, Dubov decided to trade off pieces. Why? Your bishop is great. Why are you trading right now? You could, like I said, undermine with an F3. But he said, let me trade off because the guy has to take with the knight because of the tactic. But when you give up your dark squared bishop, 32 squares on the board start whimpering a little bit. You feel me? 32 squares on the board start going, I don't know about this trade. Okay, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. All right? The dark squares in your position, they're just like, oh no. As long as we keep that beast under control, it's okay. We're going to accept this. As long as this joker is held under control, okay, fine. I guess so. That's what, I guess so. All right? That's what you're saying. Let's jump ahead in time, people, to this position right here. When the bishop could have gotten its revenge and said, I told you I was waiting. I told you it's my time now. It's my time. Tactics are just percolating. Rook takes is a tactic. Just make everybody live on the diagonal. They're just percolating right now. Magnus could have played, this is Magnus. Magnus in form plays bishop c5 in a half a second. Just push the bishop on c5. Like, put it there. Trust the material. Yeah, here's the problem. Magnus has to play bishop c5 in a situation where he's down an exchange and a pawn. You feel me? And all of us, when we're down material, someplace in the back of our minds, we're thinking, get it back. Get it back. Like, somewhere in your mind, you think, get it back. I just want to get back the material. But in this position, there was no need. Just bishop c5 and let Dubov figure out what to do next. That's as simple as that. Dubov would have been crying looking at how he was attacking. How did his pieces all get to the third rank and below when he was the one who was attacking? How? Because he traded down when he shouldn't have. That's how. Instead, Magnus grabbed the pawn. He thought he was undermining the position. And now he might get this pawn, and now he might get a pass pawn, and later he'll play bishop c5 anyway. Those are his thoughts. You know what? Maybe I'll play bishop c5. I'll do it anyway. There's nothing wrong with this move. Now, after, hold on, queen takes b2, rook to d7. All right. Thank you very much, Erfafo Fratelo. Fratello. Look, rook d7. Now you need to be careful. Right at this moment, you need to be careful. All right? Because the rook just landed on d7, and there's a capture here. There's a capture there. Stuff's happening. Stuff is happening. All right? Just be a little bit, just a tiny bit, just a little bit careful. Just a little bit careful. Now, here's the deal. Rook takes is a possibility. But the point being, boom! We've been talking about this gangster. This bishop is nasty. All right? That's a possibility. The problem is, because that bishop is so nasty, give me that with check and kill this fool before we take your rook. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. The guy might get our most important piece on the whole damn chessboard. That doesn't work. So let me back up. To this moment. Rook d7. So right at this, what is happening? My computer is taking over. It's taking over, y'all. It's taking over. Rook d7. Now, what's going to happen? If it doesn't, the ghost in the machine. Don't do nothing. All right, here we go. In this position right here. And Stockfish thought both queen b2 and bishop c5 equally good. Fisher Random. Let me tell you something. Humans are humans and computers are computers. Stockfish didn't think anything. Stockfish thought nothing. Stockfish doesn't think. Let's get it right. You're going to use the right technical term. Stockfish didn't think anything. Stockfish didn't think the different queen c5 and bishop c5. Now you're giving Stockfish human attributes. Stockfish doesn't think. You feel me? Stockfish is programmed to calculate like a monster and evaluate according to its bits, all right, zeros and ones. and say, and spit out, not say, spit out an evaluation. Numbers. You feel me? That's what it does. That's what it does. So when Starfish plays queen takes b2, whoop! When Starfish suggests queen takes b2, it's analyzing millions, billions. Got it. That's what it's doing. Positions. That's what the computer is doing. That's not what the human's doing. There you go, Alphins. Yes, that's what Stockfish said. That's what Stockfish said. We looked at that and said, oh, okay. So queen takes b2 and bishop c5 are the same. Nah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You can't look at that and think you know what's going on. You can't look at that. You have to feel as a human, every move you're playing has to make logical, cohesive sense to you. It has to feel like you're in flow and you're able to play the next move and the next move and the next move. When the engine suggests an irrational move, when it suggests an irrational move, a move that you're like, what's the sense in this moment right now? Like, why are we doing that? The moment the human has to ask why, that's not the move you play. I don't care what it said. The computer says, throws a move out, and you go, what's the point? Like, is this good? I feel like it's dangerous. The moment you start thinking like that, you're playing the wrong move. You can't play moves like that. You need to play moves where you go, yeah, I'm doing this because of this, and I'm doing this because of this. That's how we function. We need a reason. We need a reason for what we do. We can't just follow the computer's recommendation unless it shows us analysis that we can then logically understand, logically break down. You understand? We use ideas. We play with ideas. We play with concepts. We use experience. We use knowledge. We need pattern recognition as well. Thank you very much, Dan and Beard. Listen, that's what we need. We don't need moves. I don't need your stinking move, Stockfish. I don't need the move. Tell me the reason. Tell me the reason. Then I can make your move. You feel me? So queen b2, yes, is a very correct move. Very correct move. That's what we're saying. It's a very correct move. But you got to keep making the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And correct is not helping you if you can't figure out what the heck is going on. It's a cray-cray position. You understand? So back to here. Would you like to play queen b2? I'm going to ask you the question. Would you like to play queen b2 and see rook d7 land on the board? And now there's this and there's this and there's weirdness. There's weirdness. I'm a little uncomfortable. Or would you like to play bishop c5 and make the guy think about your tactics, your hits, your potential build-up, targeting the e3 weakened pin piece? I don't even know why that just happened. The ghost in the machine again. Okay, the pin piece. You feel me? You feel me? Would you rather do that? Now we're talking. Now we're talking. You feel me? This is what I'm talking about. We need stories, reasons, recall patterns. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got that clear, folks. We got it clear. Bishop c5 was human move. Why the heck he went and played this grab? That's actually a human tendency to equalize the material when you're down. But he also overlooked something. This, by the way, Fisher Random, Stockfish never would have done. Never would have done. Right here, Magnus gets the move in. This is what he wanted to do. This is what he wanted to do. He got his move in. He got his move in. Rook f7 check. Rook f7. Now, where do you want to put your king? Where do you want to put your king? Magnus wanted, of course, to bring his king back to safety. He didn't want to put his king up in the board. But then he noticed at the last second, whoa, I can't do that because if I do it like this and I do it like that, the guy does boom and sacks his queen. And it's what? It's mate on it's a mate. It's a mate coming straight at you. You can't take because you've been double D'd. All right? You have been double D'd. You feel me? Boom. That is the kind of move you miss. He missed that He thought he was winning material instantly, and like, oh no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now that said, King H6, still in the mix, still fighting. But guess who you're playing? It's this nut job. You're playing the wrong dude. You're playing the wrong dude. So what happens next? The rook comes down. The rook comes down. And now you're going, what is going on? If I now take, you gotta love Dubov. If I now take check and check, look at this mating setup, y'all. Sweet, sweet. King here. Two rooks are like, pick me, pick me. Is it that one gonna mate you? Or is it that one gonna mate you? Pick me, please. All right. The guy drops. Let's back that up. The guy drops. Like the inch doesn't. Okay, here we go. The guy drops rook d7 like, boss, boss. Here we go. Rook d7. The rooks are doubled on the 7th rank, mating formations against the king. Now, black's still okay. Black's still okay. But black is only one move. Black has only one move to save the position. Completely. There's only one move now. There's only one move. And the computers are screaming because they're like, yeah, we find moves like this like it's nothing. We find nothing. It's easy. The only move is the long retreat, queen to h8. Let me back that up a second. The only move is the long retreat, queen to h8. Hold on. We're going to do that again. I don't think y'all heard me. The only move is queen h8. All right. When an engine shows you queen h8 and tells you it's the only move, you're like, oh, okay, if you say so. If you say so. A human looking at a position goes, what am I supposed to do? Because people don't see reverse long diagonal moves like this one. All right? People don't look at, like, you would rather play rook h8 before you play queen h8. Bringing your queen all the way back doesn't make serious logical sense. You understand? That's not what we do. That's not what we do. Rook e7 doesn't get it done because of takes. All right? So we look at a position like this one and we want to go forward, not find the queen move. All right? This rook move, unfortunately, this rook move gets its feelings hurt by a spectacular line. You ready for this? Check. Like, this is not even fair. This is like, nobody should play chess like this. How is Dubov creating setups? If you play this move, check. Now, takes his force, because if you bring your king up, you're going to get hit with f4. And now, let's follow through. Check. Yeah. This move is called what? What? Takes. And now that you're unpinned, check him again. Check him again. Now the queen is going to show up on e6 and your feelings are completely hurt. You're done. You're done. Check. You can't play this move because, like I said, that's what's happening. And it's all the same. The queen gets in. What kind of nut job finds moves like this? You feel me? Knight f5. Boom! Hit him hard. What? The word you're looking for is what? Yes, indeed. Rook h8 fails to knight f5. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeousness. We call it gorgeousness. Thanks, Ben Cattern. Much appreciated the donation. All right, take a look. What? Come on now. Why are you playing like a friggin' total genius? Like, what you doing? What you doing? What the hell? What the hell? So indeed, queen h8. You play queen h8. We check your pockets. Give me a minute while I check his pockets and check his teeth. If he's hiding metal in his teeth. If he's hiding metal and he's getting messages. We want to know. There must be some messages being transmitted. Check his shoes. Check his shoes. All right? Instead, Magnus plays a semi-logical move. The end. He checks. In time pressure, with everything covering all over him, he plays a check. Bad mistake. The king now gets to leave the diagonal. The king now jumps off the diagonal, and now your boy goes down in human fashion. He takes. By the way, I'll just point out, now if you try to play queen to h8 and the guy takes your bishop and you take his knight, there's no longer a pin. He just moves his queen out of the way and laughs. My queen's gone. No pin, no win. The queen's going to come back in the game somewhere else. Your king sucks, and you might get made at any moment. You're just going down. This is terrible. This is terrible. He never should have thrown that check in there. Never. But he didn't see a defense, so he just went for it. He's not a computer, y'all. He's a human being, flesh and blood. Check. And now, in this position, he played check, king g5. And now, f4 is not possible. I can't play f4. You see that? That's called logical. Did you see what Magnus did? He played check to force the king to g2 because conceptually, from a human standpoint, now f4 is unplayable because of the diagonal action. That's how humans think. That's how humans think, right? That's what's up. That's how human beings think. Now, why? Somebody asked me, could I explain why queen h8 is the right move here? By leaving the diagonal pin, you're going to win the queen. So you can play this move. You can play, not the check, you can play queen h8. Why? Because you always have the action. You're going to win material back. You're going to win it back. You need to win it back. You don't need to win the knight right away. You can't try to win the knight. The guy's going to move the king. And don't think you're not winning nothing. You're not winning nothing. We already looked at this, and you are getting, well, even here, he could play this move. You're going to get killed because you can't touch the queen. Why? Because you're going to give it right back. Give your queen back because king here, again, which rook? Which rook is going to kill you? It's me. You understand? So that's the whole point. You're not winning the knight. You need to win the queen, not the knight. So you are ready to give up your queen. You're ready to give up everybody. So you get this action on the long diagonal. Once Magnus played queen a1, check, and put the king off, that means he's never ever winning the queen anymore. Never winning the queen. So he can't come back and defend because he's not winning the queen. The queen is ready to escape. So he played this move thinking there's no f4 until Dubov said check. And the only dominating, crushing move. Boom! Dubov! Seriously. He's like, what? Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Now it's over. Now it's over. You can't touch the queen because of f4. You thought you were doing work. The guy sacks his queen on you by taking a bishop. Now you can't take, and now the game is done. He plays rook f8, queen takes e3, and that's it. Magnus goes down. What kind of game is this? What kind of game is this? What did we witness? What did we witness? Did you see how amazing this game was?